The term blood is used in literature also. For example, somebody says, I have more iron in my blood. Is a bloody liar. So blood actually signifies energy, whereas salt in the body signifies loyalty. Desh ka namak. But biologically speaking, blood is a complex fluid, and about 5 liters of that in our body. This fluid is actually 96% water. It does contain a large number of molecules dissolved in water. Along with that, there are certain cells, floating cells called corpuscles in the blood. The predominant of them are red blood cells. These red blood cells constitute about 5 million per cubic millimeter of blood. That's in 1 cubic millimeter of blood, you will get 5 million red blood cells. These are tiny cells, about 7 micron in diameter, donut shaped. Each red blood cell is packed with thousands of hemoglobin molecules. Hemoglobin is a complex protein composed of 2 elements, protein and heme. Heme is actually a huge honeycomb-shaped organic compound inside which lies an iron atom in the ferrous form. To this heme is twined a globin molecule. So in one hemoglobin molecule, we have 4 hemes and 4 globin chains. Hemoglobin is therefore called a tetramer. One hemoglobin molecule combines with 4 atoms of oxygen to become oxyhemoglobin. This oxyhemoglobin is more reddish than the hemoglobin without oxygen. And you know that the hemoglobin is present in the blood, and the blood circulates in the body in a system of channels constituting about 40,000 miles. The blood flows with a certain velocity which is determined by the heartbeat. Okay, it's all fine, but hemoglobin, when it carries oxygen, goes to different tissues and offloads oxygen, and in turn gets carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is offloaded in the lungs, and oxygen is again unloaded, and this way the process goes on. So it acts as a carrier molecule. It carries oxygen and carbon dioxide. Just as a truckload of mango is carried from Patna to Muzaffarpur, and from Muzaffarpur the lychee is brought back to Patna. So it acts as a carrier molecule. The life of a hemoglobin molecule depends upon the life of the red blood cell. The red blood cell works for about 120 days, and then it gets a little bit old, and when it goes to the liver says now you can no longer act very efficiently. So the liver acts as a graveyard. Hemoglobin is broken down. The hemoglobin is broken down into 2 components, the heme and the globin. The heme is further broken down into smaller compounds, and they become bilirubin, biliverdin, etc. And biliverdin and bilirubin cannot be degraded further, so they are discharged through the bile duct and comes to duodenum, and from the duodenum gets mixed with the food and then finally gets out through the fecal matter. But the globin part is further broken down into amino acids which are used in the body. So a hemoglobin molecule can work for only 120 days. The hemoglobin molecule is made again. The hemoglobin molecule is, of course, packed in the red blood corpuscles. So you can say the red blood corpuscles are manufactured in the red bone marrow. Thousands of red blood corpuscles are manufactured, and thousands of them die after performing that function. In this way, the things go on, and the amount of RBC is maintained in the blood to the tune of 5 million per cubic millimeter of blood. So in this way, the blood works in our body, and it serves as a source of energy in the sense that it provides oxygen to the cells and tissues, and they in turn get energy from the mitochondria.